Valley Club, more free promo codes. We got some free ISO 8 purple, level 4 and 5, and more details from the Strike Spot Live with General Manager Ryan Jacobson and Pathfinder, talking about all of these things and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. And if you're ready for all of it, you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it. Welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel and this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Normally, I'm joined by a guest. A little busy this week. I'm going to be out of town next week, so normal schedule should be back in a couple weeks, but do this every single week, keeping you updated on everything that has happened in Marvel Strike Force and is upcoming in the game. And if you get some value from the video today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new Marvel Strike Force video goes up on a normal week, even sometimes when I'm out of town. At least 5 Marvel Strike Force videos, but let's go and talk about the latest code. This one is on Facebook. Now, I did try to claim this online, and today it actually worked. There was some of these codes from earlier this week that I could not get to work. We're gonna go into the Facebook post here. I heard it only works on mobile. All right, let's click on this. Get it before it expires. It's supposed to open the app. It's opening our Marvel Strike Force right now. Let's see if it works for us. And see, oh, we got it. We got it to work. All right, so I don't know if you can see that. The camera's not focusing, but it looks like we got some training mats, 100 L3 training mats, 100 energy, and 8,000 gold orb fragments. So 4 gold orbs there. So it worked. It worked. It hasn't worked the other days. So make sure you claim all that stuff. So it actually worked for me. And if you have Facebook installed on your mobile device, just go to the Facebook account. I'll put a link to this post there, but go to that and click on this link. But if you are like myself and don't want to keep reinstalling Facebook, well, if you look at this code here, this URL, the last part, KJ8, RON is the web code. So we already entered that, but if you go to this player gift section, you could enter that code there and you should be able to claim that as long as you've not claimed it previously. So with all these Facebook codes that are popping up, these little tiny things at the end are web codes. But in addition to that, we have even more web codes from earlier this week. We have one from a couple days ago. I don't think I claimed this one yet. And this one is all caps, October drop, all one word. And if we scroll down, it looks like this one is gonna be for some training mats and some supply credits. Let's go try to claim this now. So enter all that in the code here, October drop. Let's go try to redeem this. And yes, that is exactly for what we got. 100 power cores and some supply credits. So make sure you claim that one. But if we go back to Discord and link of promo codes, October Live, that is the code from yesterday's live stream with Pathfinder and RJ. So if you have not gotten this one yet, claim that one. We did talk about that in the video yesterday with the reviewing this live stream. But there's another counting corner that ended as well. It looks like this one is also for another 100 training mats and more supply credits. This is October Boost. And this one is gonna expire in a couple days, Thursday, October 23rd. So in about a week, it's gonna expire. So let's go claim this. Let's switch this over. October Boost, let's claim that. Should be for the exact same thing. Yeah, so another 100 training mats and some supply credits as well. If you have not claimed these 3 codes, these are the ones that is active, plus the ones from Facebook as well. So make sure you claim all that stuff, ladies and gentlemen. As we move on to the latest blog post, all about the road to Blue Marble. So yes, you're gonna need Conquerors for mission 2 and 3. You're gonna need Purple ISO 8 level 4 for the first part of the mission. Everyone has 2 missions, so there's gonna be Purple ISO 8 for the first one, and then Purple ISO 8 level 5 for the second one. So you have no restrictions on mission 1 and 10. Mission Conquerors trade restrictions on mission 2 and 3. Non-mythic cosmic. So pretty much, if we looked at the bonuses that some of these key teams are getting, Fantastic Four MCU for this non-mythic cosmic here. That's for mission 4 and 5. Non-mythic city, that is pretty much the Insidious 6 used in this section here. The 6 and 7, and that they include the Shocker and Vulture in that Insidious 6. Non-mythic global, well, we had the Hellfire Club, that was an option, but if we look at the bonuses, the combat mods that they're applying, it looks like it is the Brimstone team, which we're gonna need for Battleworld. They're gonna be good in war, and if you want to unlock Blue Marble, looks like you're gonna need to build them, or they're gonna be the most effective team. Now, news that we got was from Dorky Dad from Mobile Gamer Stream. Got confirmation that combat is persistent. That means you can slowly take the nodes down over multiple attempts, which means that even if you don't bring these ideal characters, you could still get through this. Now, if you want to get through this as fast as possible, it looks like these nodes are going to be tuned to use these ideal characters based on these mods, but you could bring in whatever you want, kind of like Dark Dimension. So that is good. That is really, really good in my opinion. So you don't have to bring certain characters. If you bring in the wrong characters, it'll delay your time, but eventually you should get through all this stuff. And if you look at mission 2 and 3, this is for the Conquerors. And we have a couple mods for the Insidious 6, a couple mods for the Brimstone team, and a couple mods for the Fantastic Four MCU team. So all of them are getting some bonuses. Now, when we go to missions 4 and 5, we're getting those Fantastic Four MCU bonuses. So those are the cosmic missions. When we go to missions 6 and 7, we're getting the Insidious 6 allies getting their bonuses. So those are the city missions. And missions 8 and 9, while you can bring the Hellfire Club, I think you're going to get more benefit, especially with their requirement in the Battleworld. The Brimstone team is for missions 8 and 9 there. So build them up. And then you're getting all those previous trait restrictions again. So just what you got for mission 2 and 3. Actually, there's no mods for mission 1. That's interesting. But mission 10, you're getting all those mods previous. And then Blue Marvel is getting a bunch of mods as well. So plan that out. I think it's teams that we already are building. Fantastic Four MCU, probably already building them for the arena. The Insidious 6, while they are mainly a raid team, they do look like they have some extended value in Crucible and War. And Brimstone, mainly for War and Battleworld, looking like they're getting some extended bonuses here. So good thing is, if you're looking for the latest teams, these are teams that you already would be building up. So Red Stars, there's going to be an event for Red Stars for Blue Marvel. It looks like it's going to end at the end of the year. So while this event, this unlock event for Blue Marvel looks like it is going to start on the 3rd of November here. The rest of it's going to last for 2 months. The Red Stars. So kind of like what they did with Professor X, kind of like they did with Odin before that, not Mephisto. Maybe Mephisto, but I know they did that with Odin and Professor X. Now, as far as the purple ISO 8 opportunities, if we go in the game right now, you see that there is a milestone. This is based on your war attacks. So make sure you get your war attacks. Make sure you log in every day. If you get all of your logins and play war, you should get all of these non-premium milestones, all the way up to milestone 10. You should get all this stuff for free. And then if you spend, or maybe, I guess just spending to get some of these milestone points, you can get just some of these premium milestones down here. And the good thing about those milestones, what they say here, you could upgrade one character each week with the rewards earned from completing all the milestones. So we're in 1 week, we're going to be able to upgrade one character, which is good. Doesn't say how many weeks this is going to persist. It does say each week instead of during this milestone. So it does look like it's happening more than once. Hopefully it's 4 times, because there's another milestone coming up next week. We're going to be able to upgrade another character. That would get us 5 characters just for free. And then that would get us through the first section of the trials for Blue Marvel. But it also says this other event is coming down. Here it is. This is coming next week, starting October 20th. We're getting more purple ISO 8 level 4 and 5 ions and resources. And with this, they also say enough ions to upgrade one character for free from level 3. So we should be able to upgrade a bunch of characters. Let me know how long you think these road to Blue Marvel milestones will repeat. It does seem like it's coming more than once. All right, and jumping back to the blog post from a couple weeks ago, Living Mummy was released on October 10th, which, if they follow the pattern, which is usually about 10 days between characters, October 20th, which is Monday, should be the release of Hellcat, which would mean that we have the full Brimstone team in the game, which means that we could get full difficulty for Battleworld 2.0. They did say, unfortunately, that this week's Battleworld 1.0 or 2.0 would be only at the normal difficulty. So they said the first Battleworld siege begins on October 14th, a couple days ago. Your alliance gets the first look at the new missions inside Century at the normal difficulty, so you can get familiar with Century City and get enough VP to unlock the higher difficulty. So with the rest of the Brimstone team on the way, you could gear them up and get the rest of your run for the next version of Battleworld. So Hellcat should be coming next week. Let me know what you're doing with this character. I think I'm gonna buy this character and then use cores for Living Mummy and Diamond Hellstrom. They look like, I mean, they're a required team. For the better or worse, they look like a required team. If you love war, you're probably going to build them anyway. If you're into Battleworld and want to try to get Void Century, probably going to build them anyway. And then you're getting some double dipping if you want Blue Marvel as well. So three areas that these guys will stand out in. So It looks like the Brimstone team is now unskippable, especially with the requirements in Battleworld and their requirements for Blue Marble. I guess their ideal use for Blue Marble. I guess they're not required for Blue Marble, but with those bonuses, it looks like they're going to be the most effective team. Also, Zombie Kestrel. If we get Zombie Kestrel next week on the 20th, or next week, that would mean we get 2 characters in 1 week. If they hold to that pattern, though, looks like Zombie Kestrel might be coming right before Halloween, because if they release Hellcat on the 20th, that means 10 days from that would be the 30th, which would be the day right before Halloween. Let me know when you think Zombie Kestrel is being released. Do you think that's going to come sometime next week to go along with their event to kind of get some hype going into Halloween? Or are they going to continue to hold that pattern 10 days between character releases? And we're gonna have to wait for Zombie Kestrel. Let me know your thoughts on how they're gonna release this. Or maybe we're getting Zombie Kestrel on Monday and then we're gonna delay Hellcat. It could be doing something very wacky, but I think it's more likely we're gonna get 2 characters released next week. But let me know your thoughts on what is happening next week as we move forward to Battleworld 2.0. All right, so a lot of autoing in Battleworld, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness, I thought this would be very, very challenging. There are some cool things here, like this Horde mission here, requires city. It has waves after waves. Some of these other missions are pretty easy. I think some of that is because we got the normal difficulty. We didn't get the harder difficulty for this. And yeah, it's been pretty auto-y. Let me know if you got some challenge from this. The boss fight did look pretty auto-y as well. I tried it on a test server. Astral did work against the Void Sentry boss. Obviously, probably not getting the most ideal damage output from them, but as long as your alliance gets those kills of Void Sentry, you're probably all getting the same reward. So let me know if you are gonna build a Brimstone team for Battleworld, or if you're gonna let the rest of your alliance start to do some of that stuff, or you're gonna build it for the Blue Marvel trials. But yeah, Battleworld, let me know your thoughts of all this stuff, because kind of boring. I feel that this week is kind of boring. Battleworld was a little disappointment. We do have these alliance wars that I'm participating more in now for those milestones, but where's the towers? Where's the pocket dimension? Where is Danger Room? I love Danger Room. I think that's a fun game mode. I know not everybody loves it, but I love that game mode. The towers and pocket dimensions, sometimes you got some good challenges there that you have to think, some puzzles you have to solve. Usually they have good rewards, so I'm usually looking forward to them either for the rewards or the puzzle or both. But where is all that stuff, Scopely? Come on, give us more stuff to do in the game. It's been a pretty light week for content, so hopefully we get more of that stuff coming back. But I do want to talk about the dev meeting. So they did talk about Battleworld 3.0. One of the big reveals yesterday was from Ryan Jacobson saying that the next boss for Battleworld, Maestro, the big Hulk boss, is gonna be the next boss for Battleworld, which means we're gonna have a boss version and a playable version. This one just started, so it's gonna be a little while before we get 3.0, but Battleworld 3.0, Maestro is confirmed. Also confirmed yesterday by Ryan Jacobson, sometime next year. He did not say when. One of my favorite teams from the past is getting a rework. Where are they? They are so down low. They have not been touched in a while. Have not been useful in the meta for a while, but man, when they were in the meta, they were so strong. I thought we were getting closer, man. Where are they, man? Did I not put any gear tier 20? There they are, Icarus and Cersei. So one of my favorite moves from back in the day is this on attack all enemies 400% damage on kill, repeat this attack. So double tapping, I love this move. I wonder if they're gonna have a triple attack. I mean, just giving Icarus and Cersei the updated post-Aerie stats is gonna make them super strong in the meta. If they give them a rework, make it even stronger, they're gonna be even stronger. And if they give more Eternals, and I'm not counting Hyperion, although he does have the Eternal tag, I don't think he's gonna be on a team, but let me know what you think of Hyperion and the Eternal rework. More stuff to discuss about the dev meeting. They talk about gold. Unfortunately, they said that gold training mats, they feel it's in a good place right now. I know for myself, I'm always struggling to get gold, always struggling to get training mats. And there is this new mission here that I do want to point out, because I did it too quickly last time and didn't get to show what all the stuff is. This red dots are kind of annoying, but and this energy is kind of useless, but don't skip out on these guys. The 3rd week dead launch, there's some good first time rewards here. Bunch of gold, training mats, all that stuff. I do think that this having this energy instead of just having this one-time playthrough is kind of stupid, but don't skip out on these first-time rewards, guys. These are some pretty good stuff. Gold training mats. You got some dark diamond credits. I know some people are struggling trying to get those stuff, so make sure you do these nodes, but gold and training mats, they do feel in good. They do feel in a good place right now, so probably not changes coming to that. War changes, as we've been teasing for a while. They targeted 2026 for those war changes, Q1 or Q2. And just to kind of review some of those changes they were talking about. One big thing that they want to do is remove the helicarrier from this. See how long this takes to load to actually get into war? That's a major downside, at least for me, because I just want to go into play where we're losing right now, but it's very early in the war. But yeah, they want to remove this helicarrier because although it looks cool, it's causing a lot of load time, and unfortunately, they said it was it's a more complicated process to remove this than they thought it would be. So hopefully this gets removed and we can get into war a lot sooner. Also, they wanted to make the scoring based more on your efficiency, where you're placing wards, how you're using your boosts and things like that. Full clear should be a little bit more difficult, they said, as you move on with your attacks, as you progress in the war. The enemies get stronger and stronger and stronger. So full clear should be a little more difficult. Those were the changes that they proposed. I think back in March is when we went out to the headquarters. I'm not sure if those are still what they're looking at, because we did give them some feedback, and they were kind of surprised at some of the feedback. So I'm not sure if they're still looking for those goals, but they do want to revamp war, and hopefully those changes make it a lot more fun. The web client, I don't know if you guys have been using the web client. It has been soft launched to certain regions. Let's actually go to the web page here so you can see the web client. I think it's great. Some players have access to this. They did say that this web client is going to be available to everybody, targeted for the 22nd of October. So this is great. If you're someone that plays on your PC and don't want to get an emulator, you could play right on this web client, and it loads pretty smoothly. It does take a little long to load, but I have a very smooth experience, and I enjoy that web client. So looking forward to more players being able to access that. As far as the Apocalypse, moving back to Apocalypse, one of the most fun things I've had in the game was during that original Apocalypse saga, when it felt good to build up all the characters required to unlock Apocalypse. Now, if you've played Apocalypse Saga since then, all the characters required to unlock Apocalypse, they're older characters. They're outdated, out of the meta. So it doesn't feel as good. What they want to do is make more changes to Apocalypse, and make more changes to some older legendaries as well, especially looking at these characters that are more, what do we just say? Like the high-level Marvel characters. I can't remember the exact wording, but characters like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, that stand out. When you think of Marvel characters, right now they're kind of useless, and they've given some of these characters reworks in the past, made them relevant, but as you know, they get a rework, and then they start slowly fading into the meta. What they want to do is find a way to make these characters more relevant, these iconic Marvel characters. One thing that they talked about was costumes, and I discussed this yesterday. I was kind of opposed initially, years and years ago, when they first talked about costumes. I was opposed to having them have stats. At this point, I think I'd rather have costumes, keep characters relevant. They could update costumes, they could add more costumes in the game, and they would not have to add like 4 or 5 Captain Americas, 17 Spider-Man. I don't know how many Iron Men we have in the game right now, but I think for myself, I'd rather have costumes instead of building up brand new characters. I mean, we're gonna get brand new brand new Magneto for the Phoenix Force team. So maybe they can do something with a costume like that in the future. But I don't think they decide on anything like that. But let me know what you think of costumes, adding the stats to keep some of these characters relevant. As far as the new player and mid-game player experience, what they want to do is add more shop credits. I said they have not done a good job of releasing shop credits for everybody so that mid-game players, new players can catch up at a faster rate. They've not good. What they do also want to do is consolidate all these stores. I think they said November they're targeting. I can't remember the date on that, but yeah, they want to consolidate all these stores. They did not mention a consolidation of the milestones, though. I did want them to really focus on command center and the milestones. Both of these tabs, I thought the way they're describing it should have been one tab, everything in all in one. As of right now, though, it's pretty confused, or it's pretty. You gotta click a lot of places to get the stuff you want and to know what's going on. So hopefully this also gets consolidated, but I specifically mentioned these stores getting consolidated, especially the chapter stores getting consolidated, not the chapter stores, the legacy stores getting consolidated there. Changes to the login streak. If you've ever missed the login streak, it is a big pain because you don't have your ability to sim these raids. Well, they wanted to make that less like a stick. They wanted to give you a carrot, some rewards, not have that stick. So they've taken out that. They want to make further changes to the login streak, make it more of a bonus, and then not so punishing if you end up missing that. So we'll see what they get with that. And they also said back to zombie Kestrel. While she may or may not be coming next week, she's definitely probably coming before Halloween. This is the last undying character. Now, Ryan Jacobson said he loves zombies. This may not be the last zombie character, but as far as undying members, this is the last one. The team will be complete when Kestrel's released. And they're probably not going to do zombies next year, but stick to some kind of Halloween scary theme. One thing that they also mentioned was this is going to be like a legacy game for them. So they want Marvel Strike Force around for a long time. They're not in maintenance mode like a lot of people are saying. I think a lot of that came from an Envoy meeting where they said that they didn't have enough resources to do everything. The game is consuming content. This was a specific quote. He said, the game's consuming content at a faster rate that they could develop that. And I think that led to a lot of people thinking that they're short-staffed. I think they do have a smaller team as far as devs, but he said many times on the stream yesterday that they have a large staff. So maybe everybody is in different departments and they only have a certain amount of, I don't know what the thing is, but he said they want this to be a legacy game, 10 plus years for mobile and just go on like a forever type of game. So that's kind of the news that is going on. Shorter version of the news today, but hopefully you got some value from this. Hopefully you claim those promo codes, and hopefully now that you know this, how those promo codes work for Facebook, those links, hopefully if they're not working for you like they weren't working from earlier the week, hopefully you could just get the end of that code, place that in the player gift, and have no trouble claiming all that stuff. So hopefully you get all this free stuff, guys. Hopefully you get a lot of the free ISO 8, Purple 4, and 5 that's coming now and in the next few weeks. And hopefully you get into that Blue Marvel challenge as soon as possible. If you did get some value from the video today, leave it a like, check me out on social media, check out some of the other videos on the channel. And if you want to see the top power couples in Marvel Strike Force right now, check out the video up there and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.